Okay, so now we are ready to start our drawing. And what you're going to want to do is take a look at the lesson notes that we looked at before for setting up, following the steps for setting up your drawing. And then this information just explains the different line types and uses within a drawing. And then the final file here, view, is what we're going to use in reference to understand what the line types would look like and how they would get used in a drawing. And then the other assignment lecture information that's written information is your PDF that's in the instructions on the actual drawing. So you're going to be creating a drawing that's going to look just like the top half here of this PDF in AutoCAD. And below that, you have your instructions. You follow these instructions so you're going to start AutoCAD, go through the drawing checklist. You're going to start an imperial drawing, and these are the list of layers that you're creating. So I want you to go back, if you have to the instructions that are the basic overall concepts of how do you create a layer, and you're going to go through and create the layers that are shown here. And then you're going to create the lines that are shown up here at the lengths that they're being indicated within, not within the brackets, but that are shown next to the brackets. You're going to actually fill out the metric conversion of that line. You write the millimeter units here next to the inch units. So these are inch units here that you're looking at, and these are going to be metric units here, okay? So I'm going to get a drawing started that has these layers, and then once we have these layers, then we're going to start with steps 4 through 10 to finish the instructions. So let's go to AutoCAD, and in a previous video we'd already created object in a center layer. I'm going to show you a shortcut to create the rest of the layers. I'm going to use the minimize here so I can minimize AutoCAD and still see, let's minimize this too, so I can see both of these files side by side, and that way I can fill in this layer information by reading the layers here. So I'm going to create a new layer, and then just start typing in the layer names. You can abbreviate, but if you don't want to, because you want to be clear on which layer you're on, that's fine too. So object is the same as visible on this list, so I'm not going to change that. And then cen is the same as center here. The color, though, I have to change, so I'm going to show you how to do that. So we got the chain layer, and I'm going to show you that if I hit comma here, do you see how it automatically creates a new layer for me to start typing a name of? So I'm going to put in cutting, plane, then hit comma, dimension, comma, hidden, comma, phantom, comma, section, stitch, comma, and text. Remember, I already have object. Okay, so once you're done, now what I want you to notice is that because I had center layer highlighted when I created a new layer, created an exact copy of that center layer. So you want to be aware of what layers you're on. When you hit new, it will copy those formats. So I want you to notice that over here we have two layers, the stitch and the center layer, that are both blue. So why don't we go and highlight the stitch, and I'm going to hold down the control key on my keyboard on my mouse, my computer, so I can highlight cen as well, and I'm going to change both of those to blue, which is color number 5, and those change to blue. So let's look to see if we have anything else that have common colors. So both hidden and text are green. So I'm just going to click on text first, and then hold down the control key and hit hidden, and make those both green, or color number 3. And then we have 2 dimensions and phantom that are magenta. So I'm going to click on dimension and hold down the control key and phantom. And they're already magenta. And then we need section to be yellow. So I'm going to highlight section and make that yellow. We need visible to be white, which is fine. Center is supposed to be blue. We did that already. Cutting plane is supposed to be white, so I'm going to change that to white. That's color number 7, remember. Chain is supposed to be cyan, so that's color 4. And I think we now have everything set to the right color. Let me see if I'm missing anything. So you get object is white, text is green, stitch is blue, section is yellow, phantom is magenta, hidden is green, dimensions magenta, and cutting plane is white. And then we want to go now to look at what are the different line types that we want to load, right? So they're all right now loaded as center. I'm just going to pick on one of the ones I know I have to load, which phantom. I have to find a phantom line type. And instead of loading just one line type, I'm going to load all the line types that I need over here in this list. Now, I already have center 2. So what I'm looking for now is phantom 2. Actually, I need hidden 2. So I'm going to hold down the control key again and I'll highlight phantom 2 as well. And then we need dot 2. Which is right here. I'm going to hold down that control key. So I've essentially loaded those 3 line types at once instead of having to load them all separately. But the layer I'm highlighted on is phantom, so I want to make phantom my current layer. And then I just want to go and change the line types for all the others. And again, pay attention. You can certainly save time by selecting more than one layer at a time and setting it to the same line type if that's the case. Because I think both chain and center are center 2 line types. They already are set to that. A dimension should be continuous and cutting plane should be continuous. So now I've got all the line types set up. Now the next thing is we want to make sure that we're setting the thick lines to thick and thin lines to thin. And over here it's saying we can use the default. So what I'm going to do is select all the layers, switch them all to default, because that makes it easier. And then I'm going to select just the layers that are supposed to be 0.5 line weights, which is visible, cutting plane, and chain. So I'm going to click on object in my case, chain, and cutting plane, and then set them all to the 0.5 line weight at the same time. And now we've just set up all our layers. We're ready to start drawing.